Hi, welcome to the new video. I am Rohit Desai, co-founder of GB Experts. In this video, we are going to discuss on one of the product which is very popular into the global market in these upcoming days. And we also see there is a huge margin. And we have already made a short video on this, which you people liked. And many people have requested saying that, okay, can you make a full length video on this? So in that case, looking to your comments, we are making this video for you. And this particular product has a huge demand and huge profitability with a very low investment. So let's go deep into it. So first comes the basic. Okay, what is the HS code of this? This is 31010099. That is the HS code of India. So when you are comparing to, if you are using the same number on trade map to analyze the data and all, then you need to use 6-digit instead of 8-digit. And when you are using the same number, the HS code to analyze the compliances and everything and market access map, in that case you need to use 6-digit. That is going to be the standard one. Later, if you want to identify what's a counterparty, like okay, what's the HS code for the same product in United States or some other, then you can look for that or on India trade map, or else you can ask us, so we can help you with that. So that should be pretty good. This comes in industries of fertilizers. We call it as organic fertilizers if you have an organic certification, because the product is being processed organically, because we don't use any kind of chemicals in it. So this is 100% organic, but still there are situations where you need to get a certification to prove it that it's organic. So what's difference between organic and non-organic? It's both the same. Just the thing here is I have a certification for organic, I don't have a certification for non-organic. So just do this. Then if you have a good, if you invest on a certification, got the certificate for it, and where all the composition, the material you're getting as a raw material, if that is all thing that's been procured properly and maintained it, so you'll be able to get an organic certificate, and then yeah, you can process it forward. So you can say it as organic fertilizer, which is 100% organic any which way. So the units what we are going to use is normally we deal in kgs, metric tons and numbers, because when it comes to numbers, it's a number of bags, which we can say it as 30 kgs bags. So in that case, we don't use kgs, we say it as 30 kgs of compost, that is so many numbers of the bags, so that we can use it in the invoices. So whatever the unit you want to use, you can use it in that manner. Then comes the opportunity here. There is a global demand for it. Organic fertilizers, people are going back to the old Vedic kind of agricultural techniques, because we already seen we have used so much of chemicals on all our food products. So we have cancer, we have heart attack, we have that, we have this, so many health issues are coming up. So asthma is one of the major thing what the Westerns are facing heavily. So when it coming back to the Vedic kind of agriculture, these are the things which are working. So there is a huge demand coming towards the Indian organic fertilizers. So it's better if you can get into this business. So which are the top markets here? The European market is good, USA and Middle Eastern markets, because a lot of construction activities, a lot of landscaping is happening. So Middle East is a good market, and you can focus on any other markets which you look towards. What I suggest is Maldives is one of the good markets to work with, Dubai and United States. These are the pretty good markets if you ask me as a market. Okay, Vermicompost is a very low investment but high margin products that you can deal in. Okay, to understand what is the process, because many people are not aware. So in that case, what I am going to share you is, okay, here when it comes to Vermicompost, it is completely, you get a compost, you get a waste product. Like okay, for example, we see there is a dry and wet kind of a category in our at a home when we do a garbage, right? So when you collect a garbage, it's a wet and a dry. So on the wet, we normally put it into a place, and then we put earthworms on it. So then whatever the poop of the worms itself is a compost. So that can be reused into your gardening, planting and all of it. So many places where the compost, what I am talking about, this is the cow dung based compost. So here we are not using the vegetable waste or a kitchen waste. We are using a cow dung poop, which is normally cow dung what we take it. Then we put the earthworms on it. Then it takes a month so that the worms start eating from the top all the way go to the bottom and settle. On that, whatever you have on the upper layer, you can take it off. By the time the worms reaches down, because they also reproduce in the same process, and then they'll eat and poop. The more the worms, the more the compost. So that's how the whole thing works. So in the supply chain challenges, what I see is the supply of the cow dung on the time, so that because if you take it older compost like the cow dung which is stored for at least 14 days, 15 days, something like that. I don't know the complete technicalities, but still you need to do the research on the supply chain, but I can tell you what is on the export side. So if you procure the older compost like cow dung, then it will be already releasing some kind of a gases which is not good for the earthworms. If you put the earthworms on it, due to that gas, it will be, the worms itself will die. So there is no possibilities of compost will be formed. So that's something the quality front. But if you maintain it properly, then the good compost, you have a good demand in the global market. Okay, this is just a upper line which is not even my expertise, but still this is what I understood from talking to a few of my friends. Okay, so this compost is pretty good. So get tied up with some goshalas and all of it, get the cow dungs, put the worms to it, get it settled for a month, then collect all the dry worm poop, that itself is a compost, pack it, label it, give it to us, we will export it. So that's how the basic thing is. Okay, why this is used? This is used to enrich the soil fertility. So normally the growth of the plants, or the we say it as trees and all, like palm trees, the Middle Eastern markets, they normally use it for dates, and all of it. So whenever they are using such kind of a thing, because they have date farming, so when they want to use it, so the compost is one of the main product that we also work with those kind of farms who has a date farming. So those people have a higher demand in Middle East, and moreover landscaping and other industries are really doing pretty good. But this is something that you can calculate accordingly, and then you can start exporting. So export potentials looking towards US, Canada, UAE, Europe, Japan, as I already discussed. Maldives is missing. You can add Maldives also to it. So whom are you going to export? So organic farms. So typically the companies who are looking to export, like use the organic medicines in a traditional way or a Vedic way to do the farming. So those people are procuring it. Gulf coats, which are there in Middle East or European markets, or even you can say towards US. So these are to be maintained greenery, right? So you have never seen that dry land. It's always green. So they use this as a component to keep it fertility. So that's been good. And then vineyards, landscaping businesses. These are all pretty good these days because people have money, they want something good to see and all of it. So yeah, there's a good money there. So you can plan it accordingly, right? So then comes why compost. It's a good product to deal with, and there is a high demand and very less competition at the moment. I'm not sure going forward how the things will be, but still this is at the moment it's pretty good. Though step one for preparation is like product preparations, the moisture you need to maintain. If you're getting the manure like the cow dung, that should be properly has a proper right of percentage of moistures, packaging sizes, odorless and all of that. That is need to something which you need to check. Along with that, there is a standard packaging that we need to have is 25 kg to 50 kg. That's a standard packaging. Apart from if the client is asking for 30 kg or 5 kg or 10 kg based on if they are going to deal it on a B2C market, then that packaging will change. But at the moment, the currently what we are dealing, that is almost around 25 kg of packaging. So that's something we can do it. And labeling requirement, batch number, weight of the product and the country of origin. There is no big compliances are required. Based on the country where you are exporting, you need to use the language accordingly. So then comes when it comes to setting up the business, you need to have a proprietary company, that should be good enough. GST registration, current account, IEC export import code license from DGFT, and if you have Udyam Aadhar, that should be good enough. If you are a producer, you can take a scheme. You can there are a lot of MSME schemes where you can get loan. So if you want, this is very minimal capital, but still if you want loan, then you can still get this. If you want to take the land for lease, then obviously you can plan it accordingly, right? So then comes the export compliances and certifications. Normally there is no big what you call complex kind of a certifications are here. It's all the pathosanitary certificate, if it's a fertilized control order, if that is something the buying country needs it. India, as an Indian exports, you really don't require this, but still there are some countries who need some extra certifications, then you need to get it. Then NOP, and if you want some certifications, if you are looking towards European market, then there are other additional certifications that you need to get it. But still, certificate of origin from Chamber of Commerce. And exporting, if you are using pallet woods, like a pallet, you're loading it on the pallet and then sending it. If you're using a wooden pallet, then it should be ISPM 15 rating wood. So that's the standard wood what you can use it for a palleting for exporting purpose. When it comes to finding buyer, either you can target the countries and the buyer profiles. These are like organic farmings, gardening stores, landscaping companies. These are the buying targets for your markets. Along with that, you can even get this listing on your B2B portals. What I suggest you is, I have never seen a big output coming from B2B portals as a lead, because they circulate the same number and email ID to everyone. So the probabilities of closing the deals will be very low. So I don't make the payment, but I have got my companies, like my partner's company, listed here for a free price. So if we can do it, yeah, it's better. But Alibaba and Trade India, maybe they don't do it as a free thing. So you can check. And in the next way, you can directly come market it through LinkedIn or email campaigns. If you need any help in that, you can get in touch with us. Along with that, participating in agriculture and organic trade fairs, which is not only happening in India, it's happening in global. You can go and participate there. You can endorse your product. That should be good enough. And even if you can offer the free samples, because this is going to cost you nothing, almost close to nothing. So in that case, offer the free samples, send out small trial orders, so that you will be able to get even the buyers get confidence on your product, so that you get orders. So then comes the shipping. Normally, I don't say it as a air shipping or air freight is affordable, because when it comes to the compost, the vermicompost, it's almost like I say it as, it's not going to cost you around not more than 2,000 for a metric ton. So when it comes to like 4,000, 3,000 metric ton, when you have to pay around 8,000 for your freight, so normally that is not viable. But if the client wants it, yeah, you can send a air shipment, but normally that is not standard. You can do instead, what you can do is, if you have a lesser quantity, like 1 metric ton, what you can do is, you can do a LCL for him, so that he also gets the product at a very lesser price, so that he can try and test it out, and then he is being satisfied. If it's a Middle East, almost like 8 days of commitment, that should be good enough to manage the whole operations. And HS code I have already discussed. Incoterms, if you can offer the DDP Incoterm, that will be the high profitable thing that you can work with. Then partner with a good CHA or a freight forwarder, or else your containers are going to be taken a hit. So that's not something required. So compliances and legalities. So pathosanitary certifications, that's something is required. Normally get a check if that's really needed or not needed. Some countries doesn't ask for it. Some countries are really adamant, like they want it for sure. Okay. Then comes the importing regulatories, USDA approvals for United States. For EU, you need shipping clearances certificate from Export Promotional Council, CAPSEL, so CAPEXIL, which is a chemical, again, fertilizers and all of it, so you can get it checked from them. And quarantine certifications from animal quarantine officers or Department of Animal Husbandry. So these are the people who are going to help you to get the certifications. And for UAE, normally you don't need anything, but still, if you want to get it registered, you can get your product registered, and then you can ship the products. If you're doing it on a B2C model. On a B2B model, the buyers will be having all the registration, so you don't need to worry. You just need to make sure whatever they are asking, just mention all the labels, languages, invoices, and all properly as per the buyer's need. You should be good to go. Then comes the custom documents, invoices, packaging list, bill of lading, or airway bill if you are doing it by air, and then pathosanitary certificate, certificate of origin from Chamber of Commerce should be good enough. And coming again, when you're getting a certificate of origin, you're going to get a zero duty in UAE and Maldives and United States under preferential agreements. So please make sure if you're sending it for a zero duty, or else normal duty is 5%. If you want a zero duty, then you need to give a certificate of preferentials. So please get the preferential certifications based on the agreements what we can offer, so that the buyer is getting benefited. Then for banking transfers, 99% of the time, immediately at the initial orders, it was on credit. It goes on credit because it's not a big capital. Many clients will budge for credit. So if it's like, okay, you're affordable because it's not a big capital, good to go, then go for complete shipment as a credit basis. If not, then do a sample shipment, get an approval, and then ask for the full payment. Only then you can do it. Currently, initially when we started, we had something like we didn't get advance payment. We had to give it on credit for 2 or 3 lakh rupees of credit, and then later we got our money. But now whenever we are trading, now we are getting the full 100% advance payment, so we don't really bother about it. And you can close the documentations by submitting the EBRC to the RBI government. That's it. So when it comes to common challenges here, the quality is the biggest challenge, where people say it as vermicompost, they mix it with coco pit, or they use some raw mud into it, like a same black mud or a black soil or a red soil or something like that. So because it takes a month of time to get a compost ready. So many people, what they do is they use a shortcut saying that, okay, mix with the mud and who will get to know it. We have testings, we know how the things have been manufactured. So if we get samples tested and the samples prove something wrong, then whatever the money we have paid or the buyer has paid, they will be taking it off, or they will be suing you in the court. So normally, why to take unnecessary things? So do an ethical job, should be good enough. So then the moisture controls, just to spray water to get the weight, so don't do it. The moisture rate should be there, so you need to mention what percentage of water or the moisture content will be available. So it doesn't make anything. So certification of delay, pathosanitary certificate or certificate of origins, or you can say as organic certificate. If you have it prior, should be good enough, should not be any more delays could be causing. And look towards the saying, here in this industry, the pricing of a product is lesser than your logistic price. So understand this. 1 lakh rupees is your product price, 1 lakh is your logistics price. So that's a pinch, but still it's okay. It's very workable. So you can check with the buyer and then coordinate accordingly what ways you want to work it. Because normally the best term is going to be like the best route is going to be the sea routes. If the buyer is insisting, then yeah, you can send the buyer, which is that he is going to pay any which way. So finding genuine buyers, there are a lot of fraudulent transactions. Please be sure about it. If you want to check the buyer's profile, please let us know. Send us the buyer's name and we'll share you the code. You can get the whole buyer's profile and get it done. There is one pro tip: if I have to do it smartly, instead of paying thousands of rupees to someone, I'll take a policy from ECGC and I'll pay 500 rupees to get the verify of the buyer. If they say me that the buyer is okay, we can do it, then it's a genuine buyer. If they say no, this buyer doesn't have a eligibility to give a credit, then that's a scammer. So stay away from those kind of buyers. That you'll get to know just by investing 500 rupees if that's the case. Or else it's your choice. Okay, coming to the main core thing, what is your investment versus profits? So when it comes to investment, procurement of cow dung is the investment, processing it, buying worms, putting it on, waiting for so long time, the land price and everything. So rental, that is your cost. Packaging and labeling will not be much because the packaging materials are a bit cheaper. Then the certifications, if you want to get the organic certifications and other certifications, that is a one-time investment. You don't do it every day. So once you get it, you will be having a license approval for either a year or 5 years. So look into it, what is it? And based on that, you can process it. Shipping and logistics, the buyer is going to take care. So why are you worried on? End of the day, that is a price that will be added into the quotations. Then comes the profit margins. So here, we are going to be, if you are good enough, a good negotiator, you will get it less than 1 rupee. So 1 rupee, if you are producing it, you will be getting it less than 1 rupee. If you are a trader, then if you are a good negotiator, you will be able to get it somewhere between maximum 3 rupees. That's the price in the trading market. If you are able to get that, then you will be able to export it at 8 to 14 rupees, somewhere between that. Again, quality matters, uniqueness matters, marketing, branding, everything. So, but 8 to 14 rupees is the price, FOB price for Chennai. So you can check if it's Mumbai, Mangalore, Tuticorin or Kolkata or somewhere else. It can be just a rupee here and there up and down on a FOB pricing, should be good enough. And when it comes to margin, you can make a margin of 230% to 600%. But don't get overwhelmed with it, because your 600%, if I say it 14 rupees per kg into 26,000 kgs, which is 26 metric tons, which is nothing but 3.64,000. 3,64,000 is a whole container order. So I have earned 600% saying that, instead of saying that, okay, I earned 4 lakh rupees of a shipment. But here the investment can be nothing more than this. So we'll see it as 3 rupees is my investment, or we can take it as 3.5. That's my per kg price into 26,000. So that is nothing but 91,000 investment. The worst probably 3 rupees, 2 rupees, 1.5 rupees. If you are producing it, then I know some people who produce at 80 paise, which is less than a rupee, into 26,000 kgs, which is nothing but around 20,000 rupees. So 21,000 or 20,800 rupees is the rough price for it. So if you want to do a full container, the whole container is going to cost you less than 20,000, so 21,000. But again, getting your container shipped to Dubai, it's going to be a cost which is nothing less than a lakh close to. So look into that. So, but what I'm saying is, overall, this product has a global demand, and normally you're not going to ship it at 80 paise. That's I'm surely know it, because market price is somewhere around 8 to 10, 8 to 14 rupees. So when you see this pricing versus costing, you'll be always looking towards somewhere a good amount of profit at 200 to 600%. So that's my experience, and I've been working in vermicompost industry, so we know it. So I've been partnered with companies where we are exporting compost. So we know there is a good amount of profit margins, which is nothing but somewhere around 200 plus margins. So sometimes we could get a good margins also. So in overall, if I have to say you, this is a good product, very less investment. With very minimal capital, you can start working, because many people come to me saying that, sir, tell me something which is very minimal capital. Do a 20,000 rupees product, man. There is nothing big, less than this you can do it. So to invest 20,000, get the product, get it packed, label it, send it. So the thing here is, end of the day, if you are getting the buyer on board, so almost is going to invest around 3 lakh rupees. So if you are able to produce it at, we'll take it a realistic number, which is around 2 rupees. 2 into 26, 52,000 is your investment. You are able to capably, you are able to sell it at 8 rupees. We'll take a bottom number, 8 into 26,000, so it's around 2 lakh rupees. Minus your 52,000, so that's nothing but 1,50,000 is your net profit in hand. Logistics and all, you're going to transfer it anyway, right? This is a FOB pricing. So you need to just adjust the pricing so that you're good enough. You don't need to tell me that, okay, these are the logistic cost and all of it, but yeah, randomly that is being picked up. So if you are able to manage all the costing and everything in the lesser pricing, and if you can offer a good price to the market, it's all on your negotiations, getting a genuine buyer who's ready to pay, and if he pays in advance, all the cost will be recovered, and even you can do a whole full shipment, and even a penny lesser than this should be workable. Then comes the, what's the pro tip here? Start a trial. I don't want you to deal in a big containers at the moment. It's a very small money, but still, if you want to give a credit of 1 metric ton. 1 metric ton is nothing but your investment. If I take it as 3 rupees also, 3 into 1,000 kgs. Yeah, that's 1 metric ton. 3,000 rupees is your investment. Send it for free. Take all the logistics and all on you. Send the product. Get the buyer if it's a genuine buyer. Get the background check first. If it's genuine, then invest 3 to 4,000. Send the product. Let him be happy about it. Even if you get a loss, it's only 3,000 bucks. So you can at least try out the market and see if this is working for you. Then use your digital marketing, which is going to be more expensive than your whole product price. But still, if you get a buyer, then the buyer is going to go for a longer time. The life cycle or a lifetime value of your customer is going to be really more than your digital marketing cost. But still, that's a joke. Okay. So offer the best pricing and please make sure if you're offering a customized branding, which is a white labeling offer, that's really pretty good to run the business with. Then comes the open orders. How do JB experts can help you? We can help you with open orders. We have already a requirement of Vermicompost published on our website. If you are able to produce it, supply to us, yes, you have an opportunity without finding any buyers. You can just give us your product. We will sell it in the global market. We'll make the money, we'll make the payment to your bank accounts directly from our account. So you don't need to really worry on your payments that goes out. Okay, will I get the payment and all? So all the payment terms are clear. You will get your payments through JB Experts company. So you don't need to worry on that. So all the routings of this option is going to be through JB Experts. This is a complete commission based model. We'll take a percentage of cut in the whole transactions. If you're making around 600 or 400% margin, then obviously we'll be looking at that. Okay, dedicated export management. If you want to represent your company, so you want the professional team to handle all your export import businesses, managing from buyers, managing your logistics, managing negotiations, managing agreements, getting the money to your bank account, managing each and every aspect, including your social media and digital presence. We can do all of it at a fixed fee per month basis and plus a small commission. Even the commission can be eliminated if the we can negotiate on the pricings. So however the model you want, we can negotiate. If you are interested, please get in touch with us. We can have a call, we can discuss and see what works for us. Then comes the long-term global market development. So in this case, we are offering a one-time payment instead of going on monthly by monthly. So some people feel that that's a burden. So what you can do is you can go and invest in a one-time investment as a premium global positioning, and then we handle all your digital marketing, your full export management, logistics, compliances, legalities, exports, buyers, negotiations, agreements, each and everything, and then we'll get the orders on your brand name. In the first option, in open orders, it's a JB Exports who's going to do it. In second option, it's your company, your brand, your reputation. In the global market development 2, we are doing a complete your brand promotions itself. So in the fourth options, no sir, I have my whole team, I want my team to be trained, they are underperforming, they don't know a lot of strategies, then yeah, come and teach us, then we can do that too if your company needs it. So we have all the options. There is one more options that we are going to add up that will be coming in our future videos, but there are a lot of options or a lot of services that we are getting into the global market so that we want you to succeed. We are in a business of making you money, so that we also make the money along with you, but that's the whole main business model. So we are supporting, see, we have a core, why? So there is one question that normally people ask me is like, sir, tell me one thing, you are able to get the orders, why are you not producing it? We don't have expertise. Let me tell you frankly, I don't know where to get the cow done. There is operational challenges. I don't want to get into operations. My whole team efficiency is into after show. Once the box is ready, we are on it. We are ready to sell it. We are ready to promote it. We know how to sell it. What are the compliance to be managed? What to be said to the customer to sell it? How do we manage the whole compliances? We know each and everything. But when it comes to production, we don't know where we get the worms, how do we put it on it, how to manage it, labels, this, hundreds of things are there. So you can take a responsibility till packaging it. We will take the responsibility after packaging. We will deliver to the doorstep of your buyer. We'll get you the buyer, we'll negotiate with him, we'll do the agreements, we'll get your money, everything in a proper secured manner. And we are the experts in this industry from over 13 years as a company. And my own experience is more than 22 years now. So all put together, we are doing a great job for our Indian exporters, along with the global exporters too. So we are promoting Singapore brands to the US market. We are also doing Indian support. So we are doing great. So if you are looking for something like this, please give us a call, check with us what the services are available, enroll it. And if you are interested, then we can talk directly and see how the things works out. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have understood how the Vermicompost business is, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any doubts or just left out with some points which I have not covered, please drop into a comment box. We can help you with that. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.